All right, we don't need no intro. That's not what I'm about. You know what? There's nothing worse than watching some YouTuber's shitty little 30-second intro of animation that he paid some guy $5 on Fiverr for, and then hear what he's going to have to talk about, but then have to wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes to hear what he's going to talk about. So let's just get right into this. USDCAD, we're going to talk about two trades, or not two trades, two levels that are going to be on my radar for maybe the daily level for the next couple of days. And then I also took a trade yesterday that we're going to go dive into detail about. So it's just going to be a quick 5, 6, 7 minute video. All right, let's go. USD CAD. Looking here at the daily time frame, we talked about this in the other video. If you guys didn't make it that far into it, well, we have now price going down into it. Prices is at a level where we know buyers exceeds the sellers. So we can assume that buyers are going to take control here at this daily demand here and start turning. Price turns from the inside out. Remember, this goes back to my confirmation video. If you guys haven't seen that, here's my videos based on top views. Where is it? These are good ones. How to trade correlations, or that's correlation, confirmation. Where's confirmation? Uh-oh. Confirmation and set and forget entry right here. And then there's also one I just made is talking about trends and how do I determine trends and trade trends. So I recommend those two videos. So what we're going to start seeing is if we go down to the 4 hour, yeah, let's go to the 1 hour. We're going to start seeing on the 1 hour supply zones getting removed. We saw this supply zone getting removed. So we know that there is obviously some buyers stepping in right here at the extreme. Let's just leave that red. I think you guys can all tell what it means, or you guys know what it means. So this was a 5 minute level that I'll be watching if prices get a nice clean arrival into it, no basing before it, and if we're going into like the London session. This is definitely a level that I think I might just try for like a small, super small position, maybe like a 0.5% risk. It's a nice drop-based rally. We're sitting inside daily demand. We got a nice rally out, and it started this whole move, right? We removed any type of supply here. So this might be just a nice little scalping setup on a small time frame. The next one I'm watching, or even if price goes deeper into it, so say for example price does go back down into it deeper, I'm still going to continue to look for buying opportunities. I'm just going to be waiting for confirmation of price starting to turn. USD oil. We talked about this one in some other videos. Here's the daily supply. We talked about how this is going back to a couple videos ago. We knew that we created 3 drop-based drop patterns right here in a row. We could consider the trend aggressively down. We broke downward momentum. Let me just quickly explain it to you guys. Broke downward momentum like that. We removed supply too, this drop-based drop, so that told us that buyers were starting to step in. And then here was the pullback that you could have caught. I didn't. I tried to catch them on a smaller time frame, but I couldn't get an opportunity to get in. So with now price sitting inside daily drop-based drop supply, it's a very nice supply zone. Let's go to the 4 hour. We can start looking for selling opportunities. All right. For me, the daily trend is up, so I want to see this 4 hour demand getting removed. And you know what? We're probably going to start seeing momentum lines being broken. First, that would be the current momentum line based on how I personally trade. So we're going to start seeing that broken. We're going to start seeing supply zones being formed on smaller time frames. So I think this is definitely a trade that could happen, probably maybe not over Friday, but maybe Monday or Tuesday. This could happen. So I'd keep this on your radar. It's a really nice daily supply zone. I'm just waiting for that evidence to start falling. Okay. Let's talk about the trade example now. Let's talk about the level where I got short at. I'm going too fast. Oh well, sorry. I'll try to slow down maybe sometime. Here was the level I took the sell at. I took this pullback. So now that we know where we got short, let's talk about it. I was using the daily time frame as just kind of like a +1 higher time frame supply zone. I noticed that we are coming up into this daily drop-based drop supply zone. So we know that there is a large amount of sellers here. Why? Because look how far this price moved down. Look how strong it moved down. We know that there is a large stack of sellers here. Prices came into it once, came down. Now we came up into it twice. We're in a daily uptrend, so we went deeper into it. So definitely confirmation would be the better bet. I went down to my 4-hour time frame. I was trying to get a pullback up into here. We never received that pullback. So we created a new 4-hour drop-based drop supply zone. This was a valid drop-based drop supply zone to also take. Both of these would be valid. This top one never got filled, but this one also would be valid to take too. I wanted to take a scalping setup, meaning I didn't want to hold this trade for 5 days because I'm trying to work on that personally as a trader, is holding my swing trades even longer. I just don't like holding my positions for like a week, 2 weeks. So I'm slowly getting better at that, kind of one trade at a time when I do swing trades, but that is one of my weaknesses. So anyways, given the fact that we know that prices are inside daily supply, we have that reaction based off on the 4-hour prices coming up into 4-hour supply. I went down to the 15-minute, and we begin to see 15-minute supply zones being created and 15-minute demand zones being removed. All right, so that's what I was eyeing, and this was the level. That was the level I picked up. We had a strong imbalance. We knew that we were sitting in all those higher time frame supply zones. Evidence came in. My first target was right before this drop-based rally demand zone on the 15 minutes. It's a nice little area for my first target. So I got out somewhere right in here at like a 1.2 to 1 or something like that. My stop placement, this is going to be another tips video sometime in the future. My stop was above this stop, the structure stop. I used a structure stop, so I would go above these highs. So my first target was around there. My second target was right here, right around right here, I believe, somewhere right in here. So I closed that one out with right there. My second target at 3.5 to 1, I believe, and that one was at 1.2 to 1 for my first target. If you guys have that sheet that you guys signed up for the newsletter, you guys could score it out. You know, it's a strong move. Not much time spent there. Remove any demand here and here. What else would there be? It's sitting in higher time frame, multiple time frame analysis. We also had the futures correlation that I talk about. So that was an Aussie Australian yen sell. Here we had, what is wrong with this thing? Here we had daily supply taking control. This is also weekly supply. If we go to the 4-hour, not the best on the 4-hour, but we are basing this off of more of price sitting inside daily supply and weekly supply, so I have that correlation. Not much of a 4-hour confirmation. It was more based on the higher time frame confirmation. That's generally when I look for those confirmations. Okay, let's just end it there. I think this was a really good episode. If you guys have any questions, message me, post them down below. If you guys want to sign up for the newsletter, go to moneyballtrading.com. And if you guys want to join the group, we're doing really well. This was a trade that we posted up. We did a nice trade review over the week. Our trade group meeting, we're going to be doing our Sunday meeting. We're coming up into the 4th week, or this is the 4th week of everybody joining the group. So if you guys are interested in joining that, or you guys are maybe have questions, just message me and we'll go from there, right? I don't like selling this thing too hard on you guys. You guys don't need none of that bullshit. You guys are good listeners, and thanks very much for listening, guys. Appreciate it. Bye. Cheers.